Crypto. What a roller coaster we've been on. There's legit nowhere to hide anymore. Crypto's down, stocks are down, and even home prices are beginning to fall in cities like San Francisco, Seattle, and Denver. Being an investor right now is not as glamorous as it once was, because our portfolios are pretty much hanging on by a piece of thread. Personally, this downturn, specifically in the crypto markets, has me really excited though, because back in 2017 and 2018, this is exactly what I saw. It was years of nothing, and then boom, we saw a huge bull run of 2017. And let me tell you, waking up every day to see your account doubling is extremely exhilarating. Yo, what is up guys? It's your boy Faris, and if you haven't noticed already, I got a little bit of a cut. Hopefully it doesn't distract you too much from this awesome video. But in today's video, I'm going to be going over all the craziness we're seeing in the crypto markets right now, and the top coins you guys should be holding and accumulating in what I hate to say, but the bear market we're in right now. So make sure you guys watch the end of the video to see which those coins are, and I'm telling you right now, it's not those basic coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, because those are just overused. These coins are ones that I'm personally getting into right now, and I think will have the best potential for you as well. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe if you guys haven't already. I make videos all about money, finance, crypto, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that stuff, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, I'm very close to 100,000 subscribers, so if you guys could subscribe, that would really mean a lot. Unless you've been living under a rock, pretty much everything is down right now. Stocks are down hard, with the S&P 500 being down 20%, Nasdaq being down 30%, and crypto being down 50 to 60% from its all-time highs. In crypto specifically though, we're seeing a lot of sell pressure, because when the markets start to turn and recession fears start to rise, people start pulling out of their most riskiest assets first, and in this case it happens to be crypto. That's one of the main reasons why we're seeing crypto being down a lot, because it's still very risky in people's eyes. Now, A16Z, a big venture capital firm in Silicon Valley with over $28 billion in assets under management, just released a 56-page report on the state of crypto. And while I totally recommend reading this report because it was super interesting, the truth is no one wants to read 56 pages. But don't you worry, because your boy read it for you, and I picked out all the important information that you guys need to know. I know, thank you. No need for the applause. I mean, if you'd like, you can smash that like button. The first thing the report mentions is that right now we're experiencing our fourth crypto winter, which is basically a very severe crash, or crashes. The last time we've seen this was back in 2011, 2013, 2017, and now 2022. They have a really great chart that shows when you zoom out and look at crypto as a whole, all you see is growth. You can see that the crypto market as a whole has a 270% compound annual growth, which means from inception, or since birth, it's been averaging 270% every single year on average. Now, obviously, these crypto returns will slow down just like any company as it becomes more mature, but it's exciting to see the growth crypto is having right now. You can also see that everything around the crypto space is growing rapidly as well, with 68% more developers entering in the space every year, 62% more crypto startups being built, and 83% more social media content being around crypto. It really just goes to show that if you zoom out and see the big picture, these crypto crashes may seem scary now, but crypto isn't really going anywhere, unless of course it gets banned by every major country in the world, which I highly doubt, but it's here to stay, and I personally think it's a once-in-a-lifetime wealth opportunity of our generation. The report goes on to talk about DeFi and how it's grown from nearly zero to over $100 billion in less than 2 years, which is just insane, because if DeFi were to be a bank, it'll be the 31st largest US bank in total assets under management, which is pretty insane, because if you think about it, it's only been around for 2 years, and these other banks have been around for hundreds of years. Now, DeFi clearly has a huge benefit to the world, and if you're in the US like I am, you can't really see firsthand all the benefit it brings, because we take a lot of things for granted. I hate to say it, but we do. 1.7 billion people in the world do not have access to a bank account. Now, let's take a second and think about that. The US population is 330 million, so that's 5 USs that can't get a bank account. But of those 1.7 billion people, 1 billion of them have access to a mobile phone, and roughly 500 million of them have internet access. And this just goes to show that a lot of economies in the world simply aren't established, and this is where DeFi can come in and be very powerful. As it becomes easier and more user-friendly for people to save money, get higher interest rates, lend their access money out. So I'm keeping an eye out for any interesting DeFi project that comes on my table, and as always, if I find any, I'll share them with you guys. If you want first-hand access, I share everything on my Instagram, link can buy up. The report also goes on to show that we're still so early to crypto when comparing it to the growth of the internet. This chart over here shows the growth between Ethereum addresses and the number of users on the internet. As you can see, just 6 years ago, Ethereum had less than 100,000 monthly addresses transacting, and that's up around 10,000% today. If ETH holds true to this gold line, you'll see that Ethereum addresses will be at 1 billion users in 10 years. But more importantly, crypto as a whole will have billions of users, because if ETH has 1 billion, think about all the other crypto projects that will grow and emerge from that as well. The future is very bright for crypto. Today, Ethereum leads the pack with the most monthly active developers with about 4,000 people, which isn't a lot when comparing it to something like Roblox that has 345,000 people, and it's a game for children. If you want to follow the money in crypto, you have to follow developers, because a blockchain is only as strong as its developers, and the more people building on the project in general, the more value it will bring as well. Now that I've hopefully calmed your nerves a little bit about the crypto markets, I think it's important to remember that while bull markets feel good when everything is in the green and you're making money, it's the bear markets that will really make you rich. When the markets drop and recessions happen, this is when the biggest wealth transfer occurs. People get emotional when crashes happen and they sell to people like me, brave buyers, which to be honest, I'm not even that brave, but when something is down and I fundamentally believe in it, if I liked it before when the prices were high, you best believe I'll like it when the prices are low. Yes, we're losing money and our portfolios are down in the bear market, but we get to accumulate more for less. The bear markets always end. They don't last forever. Bear markets are gifts, and you have to understand this, because doesn't it feel good when you're at the store and everything is marked down 20%? You want to buy everything. You should feel the same way when the prices fall in the crypto markets, because if the fundamentals haven't changed, it's no different from an item just being on sale. Having an investment strategy to reduce the amount of risk you're taking in a bear market is key, and that's why I suggest using DCA, or dollar cost averaging. All this means is instead of saying I'm going to invest $5,000 into a coin, you're going to say I'm going to invest 1,000 one week, 1,000 next, and 1,000 in the weeks coming forward. What this does is spreads out your investment and your risk, because maybe you put in $5,000 and the next day the coin drops 10%. If you were dollar cost averaging, that means you had some extra money lying around, and then you can buy this dip, meaning you can get more coins for less money. This strategy will also instill good investment practices, because you'll never stop investing, so it's pretty much a win-win. You're putting your money to work for you, and you're guaranteed to hit all those lows anytime they come. Now, the coins I'm holding and picking up more as the market keeps falling and falling are not Bitcoin and Ethereum, because these coins are already so established. I'm looking for more risk and more return from my investments. Plus, when Bitcoin and Ethereum fall, all the other altcoins fall just as harder, because they inherently are more risky. So there's a lot more upside to make money with altcoins, and that's what I'm looking for. So now I'm gonna go over my top 3 coins that I'm holding and picking up more as the prices continues to fall. But before I do that, I want to share with you a couple things that I look at in terms of a crypto project before I buy it, especially during this crypto time. The first thing is funding. When the markets start drying up, less investments are being made, because people generally have less money, and also interest rates are increasing, so it's more expensive to borrow as well. Because of this, less money will begin to flow into crypto, and projects simply won't be able to keep the lights on, pay employees, and inevitably just die. When a bear market comes around, companies are simply trying to just survive, because they know that just by surviving, this will give them more market share as others die out. So that's the first thing I look for, funding. The next thing I look for is whether or not I can make some sort of passive income from it, so like staking the coin. Passive income is extremely important to me, and having coins that can yield me money in 2 ways, such as capital appreciation and essentially dividends, is really big. And last but not least is companies' revenues. If a company isn't producing any income yet, it's going to be a lot harder for them to make money in a bear market, as people will be more stingy with their money. Now, this isn't to say that great things aren't built in downturns, because huge companies like Microsoft, Uber, Airbnb were all built during recessions, but the point I'm getting at is that it's just more likely the company just won't survive. If the company is at least making some money to keep things running and pay employees, it's much more likely that it'll beat this bear market and come out on top in the next crypto bull run. So keep these 3 things in mind when looking at altcoins to pick up during this crypto winter. Do they have a proper funding to survive? Can you stake the coin or earn some sort of passive income from it? And does the company actually make money, or is it just an idea? Now, the first coin I've been accumulating in this bear market is Solana, and I've been putting in absolute bag into this coin as the price has been going lower and lower. Solana has about $335 million in funding from big names like A16Z, Polychain, and many others. It currently does about $1 million a month in revenue, and this past year it has done $20 million in revenue. Now, I stake my Solana Solana on Exodus for about 5.2% APY, which is basically just free money to me since I'd be buying in at these prices regardless of the price. I think there's definitely room for Solana to take more market share as the company's been hiring a lot more developers and has about 1,000 at the moment already. And I think this space is going to have multiple winners just like any other asset class. Solana is also a great crypto to transact NFTs with and use DeFi, and as we see more and more money coming into the spaces, I expect the number of users in Solana to increase with it as well. Now, the next coin I'm going to be holding and accumulating more of right now is Avalanche. Now, besides loving the team behind Avalanche, it's clear developers are choosing to build dApps on Avalanche with 478 projects on the network already, and some of the big ones being Trader Joe, Aave, and many others. AVAX also has a funding at 255 million and is reporting another 350 million, so I'm not too worried about them surviving this crypto winter. And on top of all this, I can stake AVAX for roughly 9.2% today. Now, I'm going to put a chart up on the screen over here, but if we're looking at the revenues back in L1, you can see that Avalanche did $14.4 million last month and $127 million this past year, which is second in monthly revenue to Ethereum. So this project has a lot of potential to stay, and it got absolutely hammered this past month. So with it being a big player in the space already, there's a lot less risk of it dying out this crypto winter. And the last coin I'm holding and accumulating more of is Filecoin. Now, Filecoin is really interesting to me because I can see every business using something like this in the future. Every business needs to be able to store data, and having centralized servers is not the safest way to do it, because what if a tornado hits that server? And on top of that, it's definitely not the fastest way, because what if your server is all the way across the country? Now, I'd go more into detail explaining all this, but Filecoin probably has the coolest website I've ever seen, and it lays out everything perfectly with some awesome illustrations. So if you guys want a better understanding, you guys can check out their website. They do an awesome job explaining everything. You can also stake your Filecoin on GEMINI for about 7.25% APY, which I love because it's giving you more of that passive income. Now, looking back at the revenue chart, Filecoin makes a lot of money. In the past month, they've made $5 million, and in the past year, they beat out Avalanche to be at the number 2 spot with $167 million in revenue, which is pretty crazy if you think about, because this coin only has a market cap of 1.8 billion when comparing it to Solana, it has 17 billion, and it makes 8 times more revenue. Definitely something to keep in the back of your mind. But that's all I had for you guys today. Hopefully I calm you down a bit with everything that's going on in the markets. And as always, do your own research before you invest, and let me know what other things you guys would like me to talk about down in the comment section below. Also, if you guys are interested in buying crypto, I suggest checking out crypto.com. They have all the top coins you guys would ever like to buy. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link to it down in the description box below. And as always, I really do hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.